Have you ever said yes to something not because you meant it, but because you didn't want to disappoint somebody? Yeah, me too. And we're going to talk about that right now on a spiritual remedy. Welcome, beloveds, to a spiritual remedy. My name is Sunshine Daye, and today we're going to talk about why saying no is a spiritual practice. And I don't know about you, but I have said yes hundreds of times when I meant to say no because I didn't want to disappoint anybody. And every time I did it, I paid for it later. That sucks. And in recovery, we are learning and we learn to be loving and to be kind, but sometimes we confuse being nice with being kind, and there is a difference. You see, being nice sounds like, sure, I can do that, no problem, or I'll get on it right away. But inside, I'm feeling overwhelmed and stretched thin, and quietly, I'm resentful. And for us, we know that resentments are dangerous because resentment is where we lose our peace. I recently had a couple of situations come up where I had to have this practice myself. The first one was somebody wanted to join my team and I liked them, I trusted their work, but in my role, I'd be responsible for everything that they do under my license. And I knew that I didn't have the bandwidth for that level of responsibility. And another time, this was totally an ego boost for me. I was asked to co chair a team to create projects and events, and I was truly honored. But I also knew that I couldn't give the team what they deserved. And the old me, of course, would have said yes and figured it out later, but that's not recovery, beloveds. I had to ask myself, am I being nice or am I being kind? Because being nice would have said yes and then slowly burned out. Whereas being kind is really about telling the truth so that I don't create problems for myself or other people later on. Kindness isn't always about comfort, but it is about clarity. And so here's the spiritual solution that I use when I am faced with that kind of dilemma or that kind of question, whether I'm going to be nice or be kind, whether I'm going to tell the truth or what. And what I do is I get still and I check in with that indwelling power and presence. And I simply ask, what is mine to do? What's the next right action? What is it for me to do and or say in this moment? And then I get quiet. And in those two situations, the answer was clear. Say no with love, be honest with respect. And here's what I continuously learn over and over again when I'm in this practice and when I'm being kind and saying no as a spiritual practice is that every time I choose the truth over people pleasing, I feel aligned. I feel aligned with my values, with the things that are important to me, with the things that I can actually manage and that I can actually do. And it's not always comfortable, but it's clear. And I feel free without resentments, without overcommitment, and especially without abandoning myself because self betrayal sucks. We're here to be real, not perfect, not people pleasers. And kindness is telling the truth with love so that I don't abandon myself trying to keep other people comfortable. So maybe today, your most spiritual thing to do is to say no. And that you can have the spiritual practice of saying no, because when you say no to them, you're saying yes to being in alignment with what spirit has in store for you. So tell the truth with love, with clarity, with courage, because this, beloved, this practice is recovery and freedom. If you enjoyed this message, send this to someone who can benefit from it. Remember to visit our website, vidaslc.org, for more resources and to find out where our next event is happening. Until the next time, know that you are loved.